My dad had a terrible joke. I forget. So I don't. It's
like
no,
terrible as inoffensive. Or
no,
just
just bad.
Okay.
It was really bad. For the life of me, I can't remember. Something about apples.
For the life of me,
I'll have to. I'll have to. I have to text my mom. Oh, I like that you get to watch me do this. Great.
Wait, are you hunting and pecking?
Well, I'm typing sideways.
Yeah, you're hunting and pecking.
That's not how you spell chatterbait.
No,
Why don't we do a live stream on that and see how much money we can get?
Well, maybe not. GoNintendo related.
No, it should be. We'll keep it clean. I mean,
How do you keep it clean?
You just don't take your clothes off.
Why am I taking them off? I'm on Chatterbait?
I don't like this idea.
I just got confirmation. He just said it. I'm on Chatterbait. You hear it?
Oh my god.
I'm on
That's it.
The
Chatterbait?
inflection doesn't mean anything.
Looks good to me.
Mike, hit the table. I mean, Nicky Hill.
Is it your table?
No, it's still like.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh,
my eye.
Made you flinch. How's it going?
I think we can. Yeah, we can go. We can start. All right. Let me get the old.
Okay.
Didgeridoo.
It's going good.
Okay. 3, 2, 1.
GoNintendo podcast webisode.
Yeah, go ahead.
I don't know the number.
632.
632. The
Do we have a Pokemon?
Pokemon podcast. Durant. Made out of currants.
It's probably Durant.
Durant.
The Durant.
Or Durant.
The Durant. Pokemon. I hear this Pokemon is hungry like the wolf.
Perfect intro. Durant is
Or
a
some
dual
sugar on
type
me, Durant.
bug steel Pokemon introduced in Generation 5. It is not known to evolve into or from any other Pokemon.
Wow.
Durant is an insectoid Pokemon with a steel body that has 3 distinct sections. Its ovoid abdomen is dark gray with a light gray band wrapping around the middle of the two-cell. One
of the Durant species is missing
Blah,
a
blah,
leg,
blah, blah,
but it
bling,
doesn't
bling,
slow
blah.
him down any.
Durant is extremely territorial. It only lives in colonies and digs mazes underground designed to be as complicated as possible.
If you enter into his domain, it'll pee on your leg.
It grows steel armor to
Territorial?
protect itself from its natural predator, Heatmore. When attacked, Durant gathers in groups to attack as a whole to keep Heatmore away. As seen in the anime, Durant prefers to eat vegetation, namely leaves. It will attack swiftly and aggressively if bothered.
Whoa. Why
But
does it
will not
attack
pursue
Swifters?
intruders once outside of its colony.
What does it have against Swifters?
Brushing them away.
Eh.
Chemicals and all that. Plowing over their homes.
I only know 2 Durant songs. What? Give me another pun.
Something about Rio.
Rio.
Nailed it. It's number 632.
Something about an ordinary world.
Pokemon is no ordinary world. Am I
That's
saying right? Am I saying right?
It's number 632. It's 50% male, 50% female. The gender ratio, that is. It is a foot tall. And oh my God, it's a foot tall and it's 72 pounds.
A foot tall bug?
Yeah, bug type.
It's like if you had a dog like an ant the size of a dog.
Yeah.
Ugh.
It is.
Sleep on that one, Nightmare Land. That's terrifying.
Yep, sleep on that one, Nightmare Land. Hello.
So his name is Nightmare Land? I don't get it.
Hello, SD Sick Hero, Cedar, Roth, Giant Reggie, Retro Gamer, Andy the Zombie, Swedish Galaxy 94. Wait 1 minute, please. Turquoise, Al, It's a Trap, Sarah, ZX Billy's, Kim, We Lover, Mark, Amiibo Fan, Bro Trio, Magitrupa, and whoever else I didn't see in there. Thank you. Liquid Metal, thank you for joining us. Hello, the Sacred Wolf. How you guys doing?
All right.
Us. I thought you were asking them.
Well, I mean, okay. I'm asking them too, but I'm asking you right now. Hello, Lucas.
I'm good.
Yeah, it's a little too hot out.
It's too hot today.
There's like, it's weird. There's like dead leaves everywhere, but it's like 90 degrees out.
Well, you
It's a
know,
little discombobulated.
I don't want to upset you if you haven't heard. Today is the last day.
Oh, that's right. The world's supposed to end.
The world's ending today, yeah.
No wonder the weather's so weird.
In which?
Oh, man,
in
this
which
is
calendar?
terrible. We're telling him today.
Yeah, I
He
think,
didn't know.
I think there's like a rapture scheduled for today or
Yes.
something.
Whose story? Whose
Whose story?
who started this one?
Somebody who, looked at verses in the Bible and matched them up with the hurricanes that happened. And said,
really?
Well, here's the proof.
I mean,
September 23rd.
I wouldn't be surprised.
So, I mean, I don't know when it's going to happen. It looks nice outside to me.
Yeah, I hope it
but
waits
you did
until
say
like
it
sundown.
is a little hot. So that could be the beginning of it.
I didn't see it on Facebook yet.
That the world's ending?
Is it all supposed to happen at once, or is it?
Oh my God! Maybe it starts with Facebook going down.
Or your internet, which just.
Oh my God! It did. Yeah, I wanted to say that for those that are watching live, my internet dropped right before we went live. So if the show just stops randomly, you know why. But if you're listening to the MP3 version, then it doesn't matter. What? What were you gonna say?
I don't think I was gonna say anything.
Oh, okay. All right. So let's talk about some things. First off, I want to say for those of you who have been watching or listening to the GoNintendo podcast for a long time, you probably remember the days when we had some weird guy sneaking around the podcast taking video pictures of us. And the results of that came out a few days ago. And you can see the results of that if you go to GoNintendo.com in the Go Original Content section.
What, you don't like that name?
I hate that name. I hate it.
Well, then why'd you come up with it?
I don't. I honestly think it was something like this. Like, hey, talking to like
how about original? How about original GoNintendo?
And we were, and they were like,
that one either.
We need something for the name of these pictures up here. What do you want them? And I was like, I don't know, something like Go Original Content. It's like the Simpsons thing. I think it was from the Simpsons where somebody's, I don't remember what it is, but somebody says a name, and like the boss says a name, and then he leaves the room, and everybody at the table
it's
is like,
Poochie.
That's it,
So
Poochie.
is Poochie okay with everyone?
Yeah, that's exactly what I think happened.
Well, that's your problem. You got a bunch of yes men working for you.
I think
Go Original is perfect.
I watched the documentary a couple of days ago. I'm really impressed with how it came out.
Yeah.
I'm Poochie, the rock and doll.
And I feel really bad that I missed my opportunity to get interviewed.
Me too.
We can have him back.
I'm on screen for like 5 seconds, I think.
I don't know what it was. I couldn't make it for some reason. I had work or something, and I showed up late. And so he captured me walking in late.
Yeah, well, he did get you also playing
the game.
Ollie Ollie. Yes.
Right.
Yeah, that's right.
So that guy Bryant put together a whole bunch, or put together, what is it, like a 15-minute documentary?
Yeah,
it sounds
a little mini doc called Grown Up
good.
Gaming, a documentary about the Go Nintendo podcast crew. It is on his YouTube channel. I did not steal it for my own. You have to go to his channel to see it. Like I said, you can check out the Go Original Content section for a link to the video. But everybody that watches seemed to really enjoy it. So yeah, this was recorded on around episode 500, so a while ago, because we're at 623 to
500 episode
wait,
anniversary.
what are we today? 632.
So what would you call that?
What would we call what?
What would you like to call it if you don't like Go Original?
Are you still on this?
How about just features?
Go Nintendo features.
Yeah, there you go. Done.
But spelled like feet, like F-E-E-T.
Why?
Because that's fun.
Features.
What if you just shortened it to Go See? Like everyone says OC for
Goatsy.
Everyone
I like
does say OC for original content.
And people
you are right.
And people
Goatsy.
like Goatsy.
Yes. That's what I want it renamed. T27.
That's what you want to be associated with.
Can you please rename it to Goatsy?
I'll tell you, this Goatsy content is like it's like an opening into a whole new world.
Swedish Galaxy 94 about the documentary said, and I who used you podcast, I guess he means and I who used your podcast as an example of a podcast in a school task. Your podcast is so good. Swedish Galaxy says it here. Swedish Galaxy's in the chat right here. Swedish Galaxy over here. I know I saw him. Hello, the Super Sanchez.
Does he have
Hello,
fish?
Ryan.
Does he have
Hello,
Swedish
Carter.
fish in his Swedish Galaxy?
Al says raw original content.
Raw original.
Rolls off the tongue. It's like Scooby-Doo. I don't see any flickering. If anyone, I haven't seen any other person say flickering. So if you're seeing a flickering issue, Red Dragon, I apologize, but it doesn't seem like it's us.
In the video,
I guess,
feed?
Or maybe his eyes. Wouldn't that be terrible? Look at the rest of your house or your wherever you are, wherever you're watching.
Look around the room and see if
it's the Rapture.
They could see flickering because of these lights too.
I mean, I don't see any flickering.
You might not.
Is anyone else?
My shutter speed, my eye shutter speed is properly synced. No, he says maybe it's just my TV's app.
Oh, okay.
If you're watching us on Chatterbait, picture is crystal clear. So yeah, thank you to Brian for doing that. It was really cool to see. Like I said, I was talking to PC because she's in it.
Chatterbait in front of our audience.
I'm gonna guess if they're watching us on the internet, they already know that there's porn on the internet.
Yeah, but we don't need kids to know about that.
But we need the adults to know. We talk about Rule 34 like every
That's true.
Well, let's not. We can't talk about the site with naked humans on it. We got to talk about naked Pokemon. And
is there
else.
original Rule 34 original content?
Have I made any, or is it out there? I mean, there is a picture.
Have you ever had any naked photos leaked onto the internet?
I would have to have naked photos.
Oh, really?
That's how it works.
You
Yeah.
sleep in the naked.
I don't sleep in the naked.
That was great that he included that one photo of you laying
with my hands on the shelf. Yeah. That was me actually asleep.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not.
I mean, one of us took that picture, right?
I don't remember who took that.
I don't know if I did.
Thank you. Wait 1 minute, please. He linked the documentary in the IRC chat. I don't know about the other chat. Ryan says, "What? There's porn on the internet? Since when?" It's true. And then the Itchinator says, "Who needs porn when you have Mario's nipples?" That was a hot story. So yeah. Again, thank you to Brian. Really cool to see. It was a nice little time capsule. You know, because a lot's changed since then. I cut off my terrible ponytail. We were not in the same house.
It wasn't even that long ago, but so much has changed.
Yeah, short hair. Oh.
So yeah, check that out if you haven't.
I'm
and
not
thanks
as happy
to those
as I was then.
who did.
It's back when I still had like a goatee or something. Or no, I had a circle beard.
Yes, circle beards were real big back then.
What's a circle beard?
I have no idea.
You know, you just have like a mustache and a beard. It's like and it forms a circle around your mouth.
Isn't that a goatee?
No, goatee is just like on your chin when there's just hair on your chin.
What? I thought goatee was what he was saying. Yeah.
No, I'm pretty sure goatee is just the chin.
Wait, what's a circle beard? A beard?
I just told you.
Having a beard. Like right now, you have a beard.
Yeah, this is a beard.
So how would you make that into a circle beard?
Just
he would make what you think is a goatee.
I would cut off everything except this area here.
So what's the difference between that and a goatee?
There's no
mustache.
He says goatees don't have a mustache, and I didn't know that. I thought goatees were mustache and chin.
I thought so.
And then there's the Van Dyke, which is you have a mustache and a goatee, but they don't connect.
So some people have a Van Dyke just because they can't grow that connection.
Or they prefer the way it looks. Like, I don't know. Like Ethan Hawke used to have a Van Dyke in like the 90s. But are you clear on the differences now? Do you want me to tell you what a goatee is again?
I know what a goatee is.
Goatee is just on your chin. Now you're getting it.
Goatee is when I go, I got.
All right. So Liquid Metal says, I prefer a neck beard.
Oh, yeah.
Also very popular.
I haven't tried the
right
neck
now.
beard yet.
I mean, I definitely have a neck beard. I mean, figuratively.
But luckily, you have a real beard to conceal it.
So it doesn't matter. You can hide that. I also want to say that we have an unboxing video for the Super Nintendo Classic Edition, and I always try to do something different.
It's not mini?
In Japan, it's mini. Super Famicom Mini, whatever. Mini, Super, I don't remember. It's
so wait,
Mini over
the NES one was NES Classic?
Yes.
Huh.
In the States, it is the Classic Edition. So I had a Super Nintendo Classic Edition unboxing video, and like I say,
what was in the box? Oh my gosh! I'm so
oh, Brian is in the YouTube chat right now.
Hey, Brian.
He says, "Hi all, the GoNintendo podcast documentary is the first video on my channel. Links aren't available on this chat, so just click on his name in that chat, and you can go see it." I always try to do something different with my unboxing videos because, you know, everybody's like, "Hey, IGN here." I'm just using IGN in a sense. I hate IGN. No. They're like, "Hi, IGN here. Super Nintendo Classic Edition has these games on it.
It's
and
in a
it's
box.
really cool.
Let's see what's
Let's
inside
take a
this
look."
box.
Yeah, you know. That's fine.
So
Whatever. I
what do you
get
do
it.
different? You get inside the box.
That's my
He gets
next
all the way in
unboxing
the
idea.
box.
That's gonna be it. I'm gonna like poke my head in, and it'll be like a giant room. Oh my god, that's a great idea. So much better than what I did. So, retro gamer. I see your question. I can't answer that stuff,
Oh.
but I'll talk to you later. I'm sorry, I can't answer that. I want to after show.
Sorry,
After show.
don't bother me.
Huh?
I'm thinking.
Don't. But no. He's asking it. He said, "Did the U.S. just get their Super Nintendo Mini, or was there an embargo and they had it like a month ago, just like Europe?" I can't talk about that.
It's illegal.
It's illegal.
I'm sorry, you got something in your eye?
So my unboxing video, I decided to do in the style of like a QVC or a home shopping network thing, and I think it turned out pretty well.
There's only 4 of these left.
I'm pretty proud of it. And that's on our YouTube channel. And if you're watching the podcast right now, you are connected to our YouTube channel in some way. So you could check that out. And everybody, or I would say the large majority, 99%, appreciated the video and liked my approach with it. So you can go check that out.
Wait, did you get what's that guy's name that you guys like so much?
You're out of frame. David Venable?
Yeah. Did you get him to come here?
David Brett.
No.
Open the box?
No, because I recorded it at like 4 in the morning. Not that QVC's not on at 4 in the morning, but David is not on then.
No, but you
He's
could
probably
have
napping.
had him come if he's not working.
Oh! Here's the...
Can you show this?
I can show
Okay.
this, yes. What I am not allowed to show is more than a certain amount of time of the games, which is kind of weird because, you know, all of these games are out minus
Can I touch it?
Star Fox 2. Yes, go right ahead. Like, it's funny that there's an embargo on the games. It's like, you can show the games, but it's something like, oh, man. Something like a 10-minute restriction on games. And I'm going to follow the embargo, obviously, but I don't understand it because these games are out. They've been out for many years.
Well, except for
Star Fox 2.
Right.
That one I could understand. But,
Yeah.
but I will follow the rules. I don't have to like them. I don't have to understand them. But I will follow them. But, yes, I can show the box and the system to my heart's content. So, again, you can watch the unboxing video if you'd like to.
Is this image of Fox McCloud, is that from the comic that was in Nintendo Power?
Fox McCloud. On the box here? On this box?
Yeah, this little like picture here.
Oh, that, yes. And
Okay.
I just recently saw, I think I was going through old Nintendo Power stuff, and that's where I saw it, yeah, because I just recently saw that picture.
It did look familiar.
So this is coming out, what, the 29th, I think? September 29th?
I forgot it was this month.
And remember, if you didn't get a pre-order, you will still be able to go to select retailers and have a chance at getting it. Toys R Us, even though they're bankrupt now, is still going to be selling this.
Yeah, their stores are still going to be open. Somehow.
Yes, and they said they will have them day one, and they didn't take pre-orders. So
See, that's the thing. Like, that's what confuses me. A long time ago, I didn't buy stock in. Look at that. Does this work? I can't get cartridges in here. What the heck? I can't get the cartridges in here.
you were saying something.
It's like a sandwich.
Oh, that nobody's licked the Super Nintendo Classic Edition yet. That turned into a thing with.
See if it.
Do you guys all want to do
Switch
the
game
same
cards.
time?
Like it,
No.
3-timer?
No.
I'll pass. Thanks.
I don't think it's going to taste like anything.
You were saying something.
He doesn't remember.
Yeah. Six Flags Great Adventure went bankrupt, and I was like, oh, because I was going to buy stock in them because it was low, and then they went bankrupt and it went really low. And I was like, what happens when that stuff happens? So Six Flags is doing incredibly well right now. They went bankrupt.
Being bankrupt.
They went bankrupt. They don't have any debt at the time when, you know, like they, I mean, obviously they do. I don't know how it all understands. And I'm sure there's people listening who are like, what an idiot. This is how it works. But, you know, it minimizes, it minimizes the amount of
beautiful. Perfect. All right, that's
you know, like what you owe as far as debt goes towards all these other companies. Oh wow, these are like legit.
Yeah, they're the real deal.
Whoa. That is amazing to feel a brand new.
Isn't it? Right? That's exactly what I said with the NES Classic Edition. You're like, man, I've been playing with old controllers for so long to feel a new one.
It doesn't crazy that though.
Yeah, it does. Why would they give you controllers that don't plug into the system?
Where does it plug in?
Where do you think it plugs in?
I don't know.
Does it plug
flip
in?
Open.
Here?
They flip open.
Oh,
Hey.
There you go. Yes. So, and people are asking me what I think of the games. I would love to tell you, but I haven't had the time to play anything yet because I've been so goddamn busy. And I wanted to... Thank you. I wanted to...
where's that red one going to go?
I wanted to get that video to you guys before I played it. I was like, well, I can play it or I could do video. And I was like, let me do video.
No, I got to see 12 seconds of that video. I didn't want to watch much because I didn't want to ruin the internet. Looks fun and informative. And
oh, my video?
You do a very wonderful job of producing videos, and it makes me hate myself because I can't, like, you know.
Well, you know what would make
video
it better?
production is something I like went to school for, and I tried to do things, but then you make me feel like I shouldn't even try because you don't even try and you do a great job.
I would say I try.
You try, but like, come on.
You know what I would like?
You just don't
a
try
camera that's nice.
Okay, guess what? That costs money.
Yeah.
Well, watch it shrivel up like a freaking
speaking of camera,
Christmas ham.
What's this about?
That's always there.
Is it?
Yes.
Oh,
that is normal.
I mean, a Christmas ham, if you leave it out on
I just hadn't clicked off of it. Huh?
To leave it on the counter for like 12 days, maybe. I think a Christmas ham might shrivel up like that.
Justin says, will the Classic Edition turn gross yellow after a few years? My Super Nintendo is not gross yellow.
Yeah, but it's only
how'd you do that?
Two.
What's all that?
Oh, your Super Nintendo.
Yeah.
The original. I automatically thought your Nintendo.
People just had them sitting in the sun, I guess. Like they were in the sun by their... Yeah, nobody like did anything. Or I guess smokers.
Well, maybe you're the only one that really committed to that life in the darkness game.
Committed to the stereotypes sitting in the dark.
Mom, I need a room with no light. That's how they say they're doing it these days.
So, yes, you have the chance to get your own. I would love to tell you about the games, but I have not played them. Well, I have, but
wink.
Andre over at Game Explain was messaging me last night to ask me something about Star Fox 2, and I was like, well, Andre, I haven't even had the chance to turn the system on yet. So
wink. Did you wink to him too?
No, because wink means that like I'm lying or like there's a secret.
Oh, so you weren't lying
or playing Andre. Dumb? No.
Oh, well then why'd you wink to him? What?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh,
I have not plugged it in or played it at all.
A double wink, what is that?
That's called a blink. Ooh, a double wink. That's funny. All right, let's do some news.
I guess.
What have you been playing? Oh, no, wait, we're not together.
Roth says Durant's biggest hit is the Pokemon theme song, Lucario.
Lucario.
Lucario? Right?
Lucario. Yes, that's why he said it.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Hi, Vinny to the K. Nice to see you. Hi, Hikomomori Media. Do I always say that? Hiki Komori. I got it. I got it. It's okay, Robert. You can be late. No one else can be late, but you're allowed to be late. All right. So we got to look at the 2017 review score standings as of right now. And these people reached out to me because I said I didn't appropriately show their information. So I have the appropriate information right now. This is according to the data from Fan Census, who takes their numbers and averages from all different sorts of places. They say that as of right now, the best reviewed game of 2017 is...
Best reviewed game of 2017.
Yeah.
Legend of Zelda: Breathe on the Wild.
You got it.
Oh,
Legend of
okay.
Zelda: Breath of the Wild is at a 96% overall, tied for second place.
Wait, it's 96% over all the others? I'm messing around. Next.
Tied for
Just
second
Josh.
place is Persona 5 and Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. And then, you go on. So we'll say third place is Horizon Zero Dawn. Very highly reviewed. But there will be the interesting thing is going to be when Super Mario Odyssey comes out, because many are expecting that to be among the ranks of the highest reviewed for the year. We will find out. Hopefully so. I don't give review scores, so whatever. But we'll see how the year ends for Nintendo. But right now they got the #1, and it's going to be tough to beat. And the only competition I would say for #1 left this year is going to be Nintendo themselves. So maybe they'll take the first and the second spot or tie each other. XE has first comment, and he says, "Yeah, take that, Persona 5." I hear Persona 5 is really good.
It's work.
I haven't played it yet, but SC Sick Hero is asking the important questions. Where is NAC 2? I don't think it's on there. We need a few more review scores to get it on there. But
did you play NAC 2?
I played NAC 1.
Because you were like the only person who liked the first game.
I liked it, yeah. It wasn't terrible. I mean, it wasn't great.
Mm-hmm.
By the numbers.
I'm actually surprised there was a sequel.
A crappy story. Well, here's the thing. It was a launch game for the PS4, so people just bought it because it was a launch game.
Oh, so it managed to sell enough
now we're at
warrant
NAC
a sequel.
2, which, no one's buying. But I hear
fool me once.
It's pretty good.
Okay.
Like, reviewers are like, it's... You know what I see a lot of? NAC 2 is better than it has any right to be. That's what I keep hearing. So I haven't bought it yet. I'm gonna. I mean, I like the first one, and I think it's got co-op. Just dumb platforming, like basic platforming and combat. So, whatever.
Connect.
All right. This was a big story for
me of that game that was. Oh, I think it came out on the Wii.
Tell me about it.
Yeah, what was it about?
I don't remember now. It was like darkish, very cartoony.
Dark and
cartoony? And it was like almost like Tim Burton-ish with the characters.
Mushroom Men.
No. Very cartoony animated, but then I don't remember.
Wow. You sure it was on the Wii?
It was supposed to be on like other systems, and then it was supposed to be on the Wii. And I don't even know if it ever came out.
Okay.
Okay, I think I can see the game, but I don't remember the name of it.
Dark color, like
I think it ended up coming out on Wii U.
Did it?
Yeah.
I'm never gonna find out.
Yeah, that's good luck with that. I want to say it was German.
Yeah.
It's in my head. It's right there.
Oh boy.
Oh, I can see it. Yeah, everything you said is true.
I can't believe
God
it.
damn it, that's gonna annoy me. All right, well anyway.
I mean, these people.
While you're looking that up.
These people.
We had a very big story this week. So big that as I was going to bed, right before I go to bed, I give the front page of Reddit a check. I'm not logged in on Reddit. It's just the regular front page, whatever the world is talking about. And on the front page of Reddit was our story about Netflix and the Switch. So I want to give a very, very big thank you to Kamehameha X, because he reached out to us with this information. He sent it in as a tip to us, and Kamehameha X is a longtime GoNintendo reader, so I certainly trust his information. Plus, he backed it up with screenshots to prove to me that the conversation actually happened. So it is the real deal as far as the conversation happening and the information that was given. Whether it pans out, I do not know. But the story was about Netflix coming to the Switch. Netflinkies. According to a Netflix customer service rep, and again, customer service reps with companies, any company.
They don't know nothing.
Sometimes they are spot on and their information is exactly right. Other times it's almost like they don't work at the company. So I said that in this post. But this Netflix customer service rep said that Netflix is ready to go on the Switch. Basically, it's done. They've made it. It's complete. And now all they're doing is waiting for Nintendo to say, yeah, you can put it on the eShop. Now, whether Nintendo is ever going to do that, I don't know. Whether Nintendo knows Netflix has made this app and they're ready to launch it on the Switch, I don't know. Whether Nintendo's talking to Netflix and they're like, yeah, you can do this, just not yet, I don't know. But as far as Netflix side goes, they have made it and it is ready to launch. So they say as soon as they get the word, they can literally put it on the shop because it's done. It's not like Nintendo's going to be like, yeah, you can do it, and Netflix has to develop it and test it all. They are done. They're ready to put it out there. Which is not surprising because the Switch is a big hit and they want to get it out there, and there's the whole portable aspect to it as well. So plays into all that nicely. So hopefully Nintendo will say, okay, go ahead. Now, I know that Nintendo has, or supposedly Nintendo, when they shopped the Switch to developers and publishers, they were like, listen, we want this device to be games only. We want it to focus on games. We don't want to give you a system where other things are taking away from your potential customers, where stuff like Amazon Video and Netflix and Hulu and all that, because that's all competing for time for your games. We want you to know that on our system, the only thing you're competing against is other games. That's what we've heard as far as inside information, which would indicate that maybe Nintendo isn't going to do multimedia services, and we haven't seen any on the Switch yet. But that's not to say plans can't change. And obviously having Netflix on there, I think, would be good. I can understand not wanting to clog up the service with everything. But Netflix, you know, Hulu, they're notable ones.
I remember watching, using my Wii to watch Netflix because I didn't have any other way of doing it.
When you originally had to get a disc from Netflix, I remember that.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
My disc is still floating around here somewhere. Hello, Blood Ocean.
So I'm admittedly not really paying attention because I was looking for that game. I don't remember if it was like a PlayStation, a Sony thing, or a Nintendo thing where they recently were like, it's just games. We're solely games. We're not doing all this other stuff. And I thought like you or other people had applauded that. Just be like, it's just games. Let's just stick with games. And now when they say Netflix, it's like, bring it on. We want Netflix. First
off, I don't know what you're talking about.
Of course you don't.
Second, yeah, I like that it's just games. I agree with that. I'm just saying I don't see. I'm not. If Netflix comes to the system, I'm not going to be like, no, that's wrong.
Well, I do. Are you talking about like it was like an E3 or?
Yeah, I thought it was recently
expo
though.
When like they were doing when like either Sony or Microsoft was giving their presentations.
Sony just did all trailers,
and like all they talked about was like apps and stuff, and like
Microsoft
streaming services.
No,
Microsoft's last E3 was a lot about the Xbox.
It's happened a few times, where
like all the tech specs and all that.
We're not about, or maybe it was the Xbox.
We're about making games.
Something. It's like this is about games. This isn't about.
Yeah, it
movies
wasn't
and music
Xbox.
and this and that and this and blah, but now, well, they got the Zune, so we're not. We know they're into music.
Colma says, makes you wonder if it's been locked and loaded since launch. I don't know. But again, thank you to Kamehameha X for sending us that information. I greatly appreciate it. Oh God, here he comes.
Maybe
he'll stay off the table.
Okay,
well,
Nintendo is doing their
Kamehameha. No.
Nintendo Classic Edition developer interviews where they're talking about various games that are on the Super Nintendo Classic Edition. And one of those games is Super Metroid. And in the recent interview that was translated, we got to see some of the development team talking about Super Metroid. And they talk about how the game had for the time a cinematic feeling and stuff like that. And they have some interesting tidbits about that. Mr. Sakamoto, who is, Metroid's head honcho, he says, we had a strong desire to make something that people would compare to a movie. We put a lot of effort into how to present the text, having the camera move so you see a collapsed researcher, revealing that the strange cries come from the baby Metroid, and so forth. Beforehand, I actually made a video on VHS to convey that feeling. So we put a lot of work into making sure the game had that cinematic feeling for the time, which it does. I agree with that. He also talked about him and another developer, Mr. Yamamoto, talk about how Sakamoto was very, very picky about the sound of the baby Metroid in the game. So Yamamoto says, for that sound, oh, great. Yeah, it's taking a nice juice. For that, I think I was able to generate a realistic sound without taking up too much memory. Sakamoto was also extremely picky about the sound of that baby Metroid. Sakamoto would make orders like, Here, the baby Metroid feels this way. So create a sound that conveys that emotion. And Sakamoto says, for example, after the baby Metroid swoops at Samus and you realize that it thinks it's its mother, it makes an uneasy sound like pwee, pwee. That's what he says.
It does.
And when it gets shot, it makes a pain sound like pwee. They're all pwee sounds, but I wanted them to convey different emotions depending on the situation. Pwee. I mean, I know that noise. I can hear it perfectly in my head. And if I ever described it before this interview, I would not say pwee, but from now on.
What would you say?
But pwee, clearly. You know, some translator for the interviewer's like, what the hell am I going to write here? What word am I supposed to come up with? Wobble Bobble says, of course Sakamoto never actually beat a Metroid game until his new 3DS one. Sheesh. Well,
is that true?
That's what it says in the interview. Not that it matters. I didn't make this. Yo Schiller made this stuff. Sorry. Oh, I was going to play you that song.
What's that song?
Hi, Hot Dog Pillow. So I can't get the goddamn theme song, the Sonic Forces, out of my head. And it's not because I like it, but I do kind of like it, but in a Sonic like it way.
Right, where you also think it's
like
kind
it
of
like
dumb.
this, and like it like that, and like it like this.
And it's we've talked about this on the podcast before, but the lead singer, the singer of the song is from a known band, but I forget.
It's not the Hoobastank guy, is it?
Is it? I don't know. I have bands like that around in my head, like Hoobastank and Incubus.
Well, the Sonic Forces, is that an older game?
No, that's the one coming out.
Oh, it is. Okay.
Someone help me. What's
the Hoobastank guy was in one of the okay.
Hoobastank. I mean,
Hoobastank.
As far as what the guy is singing, he's got a good range on his voice. I'm surprised.
Sure.
Like he can sing quite well, because I think the song is actually pretty demanding. But it's it's not
one of those. Song.
It's one of those Sonic songs. It's just like just. I'll have to play it later. I don't know, but it's stuck in my head.
Like you're singing about a cartoon hedgehog running real fast.
Well, that's fine. That's fine. Speaking of Sonic, boy, this worked out really great. Sega talked a little bit about Sonic Adventure 3, because that hasn't happened. There was Sonic Adventure 1, there was Sonic Adventure 2, and then we've had everything after that. Why no Sonic Adventure 3? Well, Sonic head Takashi Iizuka had this to say. I hear people saying that they want Adventure 3, but the path that we're on and Adventure 3, what fans want that to be, might not be an advancement of the series. So I don't want to do an Adventure 3 and step the franchise back just to give the fans what they want. From the developer standpoint, every Sonic game that we're making is taking new steps and advances, furthering the game in a new direction, and that's dictated where the Sonic series has been going. If we can get the gameplay to evolve and get to a place where Adventure 3 makes sense, then you might see an Adventure 3 come out. But we don't want to take the entire series back to where it was just to make people happy. We want to advance the idea of what a Sonic game is. I like how he's saying we know how to make fans happy, but we're not going to do it. And I'm not trying to be mean here, but he's talking about the advances of the Sonic franchise in 3D. I don't know what those are.
They've slowed it down. They've given it more friends.
We've made it measurably worse over the years.
Yeah, like I don't know.
Sonic Colors. All right, there's an advancement. Special power-ups and stuff like that. Okay, that one I can see. The other one's like the one where he was a werewolf. Like that, there's no advancements in there. What's the advancement in there?
The changing of a werehog to a hedgehog.
It was so advanced that they never did it again. Like
those things you do one-off, just like that, and the medieval knight Sonic. That's a one-off story.
You know, I need to play it again, but I stand by that game. I do. I remember looking at it. I'm like, why are they doing this? This is so dumb. Why are they combining this with Sonic? And then I played it, and I still thought it was dumb, but it was fun. Like I had fun playing it, and the music was good from what I remember.
Yeah, like I don't know, even like the Sonic Adventure games, I never played them. I'm full disclosure, I'm not a huge Sonic fan, but I
get the hell out.
Sorry, but Yeah, the Sonic Adventure games. I always hear people talk about how they have not aged well at all.
No,
but I'm assuming like hardcore Sonic fans are like all about them.
I think hardcore Sonic fans also feel the same way.
Oh, okay.
Like a lot of people have very fond memories of playing those games, more so Sonic Adventure 2 than 1, but recognize now that they have not stood the test of time. I remember Sonic 1 or Sonic Adventure 1 and being really impressed with it just because of from a visual standpoint. You know, I remember getting my Dreamcast and being like, "Oh my god, this game looks amazing."
Yeah, those were still like the early days of playing games in 3D.
But I can remember it being wonky back then, but I was like, you know, they're just starting out. You know, but things have stayed that way. But Sonic Adventure 2 I played and I was like, this feels bad.
Okay.
I don't like this game.
But people still want another Sonic Adventure, apparently.
Well, you know, there's nostalgia tied to it, so just in the name in and of itself, I think yes, they would like an adventure.
But they do want it to be improved.
Yeah, I you know, basically, I think Sega's making a bigger deal out of it than they should, because they could just be like, "Here's Sonic Adventure 3." Like they could call Sonic Heroes Sonic Adventure 3, and nobody would give a crap.
It is just a name.
Yeah,
I guess.
but I think if they named it Sonic Adventure 3, it would get more people interested. So, like, there's nothing going on in Sonic Forces that you're like, that can't be Sonic Adventure 3. Like, if they call it Sonic Adventure 3, I'd be like, all right, whatever. They could have named all of them. They could have all been Adventure 4, 5, 6. It doesn't matter.
So we would be at Sonic Adventure, what, like 25 at this point?
Yes. But I don't know. Yeah, now I got to remember. I can't remember all these names now. I don't know the name of the werewolf one. What's that called?
I'm trying
Sonic
to
Unleashed.
Too.
That's it.
Okay. Yeah.
Sonic Unleashed. And then you have the shovel like Sonic the Hedgehog.
Right.
But am I talking about the Genesis one or the PS3 Xbox 360 one?
Well, I think that one is called
Sonic. Oh, fans call it Sonic 06,
right.
But it's called Sonic the Hedgehog. So, and I remember they were talking about how they're like, we're Sonic. The
like
Hedgehog is the rebirth of the franchise, and we're bringing back Yuji Naka, and it's going to be great. And it was the worst one. I still have a feeling that Yuji Naka is like, you guys are ruining Sonic. I'm only coming back if we're going to fix this. And they're like, yeah, come on back. And he comes back and he's like, no,
and he,
please.
Like, demands to have his name taken off of it.
And then he leaves. He's like, I got to do something original. That's why he does like Ivy the Kiwi and stuff like that. He's like, I got to watch this taste out of my mouth.
Poor guy.
Yeah, I feel like.
Wait, what was the last thing you just said recently?
Yuji Naka?
Oh, no, I'm thinking the other guy.
Yeah.
Who's the other?
Is he Japanese too?
You understand why I'm confused?
Who's the other guy?
The Mega Man guy. He's working pretty steady.
Not Itagaki.
God damn it! I see him in my face.
I see him in my face. He's right there in my face. I'm in your face. Dang.
I'm not gonna look at the chat because I know his name. Oh no.
Yuji Naka.
No.
Yuji.
I'm gonna have to look.
I
It's
looked.
got a K.
No, wait.
Right?
No. Hit. Not Kojima. Can we look at your picture?
No.
Yeah. Duh.
No, that's not him. God damn it.
Probe. His name is Probe.
Well, I really don't want to look at the chat because I know his name.
You said Itagaki is Castlevania. Igarashi is Castlevania.
Igarashi is Castlevania. Itagaki is Ninja Gaiden.
Okay.
Oh.
I get them confused all the time. There's a lot of I names.
Inafune!
Yes.
Inafune! You said I names.
That was kind of a hint.
Itagaki, Igarashi, Inafune. We got
And there is a K because his first name is what? KG. I guess you say Kaiju.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, Sonic's pretty bad.
That's like that reminds me of the Necronomicon when he like
What?
when he speaks.
What?
The Necronomicon?
Necronomicon.
Necronomicon. That's a great
New convention.
That's our new
everybody.
event.
You guys go to Necronomicon?
Necronomicon.
It's
There you go.
It's a spin-off of Comic-Con where they only do like Evil Dead media.
That'll do really well.
Lots of zombie stuff.
Necromancing.
Big fans of munging.
Ugh.
No, but when he speaks that and it's all like characters from old sci-fi movies and stuff, but like Igarashi, Itagaki, Inafune.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Klaatu, Barata, Necktie.
All right. So Nintendo announced in their last Nintendo Direct that Tencent is bringing Arena of Valor to the Switch, and that is a MOBA. It is a mobile game.
I always forget, what does MOBA stand for again?
Massive, I don't know, online battle arena.
Okay.
Something like that.
That
sounds right. And it's called Honor of Kings in China. And it is very, very popular in China. So this coming to Switch is actually a really big deal because investors believe it signifies Nintendo's push into China with the Switch, because they want to get this game out on Switch, and Switch is a mobile device, and then they can make that push later on. We know the Switch is going to release in South Korea and Taiwan, and China is a big untapped market. So analysts and investors think that is what's going to happen, and this game could be the first real big step, because it's quite a partnership, at least when you're looking at the games industry from the side of China. So, speculation for now, but it could be an interesting future. Multiplayer online battle arena. There you go. Thank you, Turquoise.
Thank you.
PRC Nintendo USA says the Switch is already widely and easily available for purchase in China. Not officially, though. So I'm assuming the article is referring to Nintendo having some sort of official presence, like a Nintendo of China or something. Yeah, it is not officially on sale in China. Here's something really cool, and it's one of those things that sounds like it's a rumor and a made-up internet story, but it is the real deal. So let me run you through the whole series of events. Nicky Hill, you should pay attention because this is a pretty cool story. I know you're trying to find that game, and I'm still trying to think of it too. So
it'll come to you.
It won't.
Okay.
I shouldn't even have said it because now I just want to sit here and think about it.
So what happened?
So on the Switch,
okay,
a few months back, somebody found out that there was an NES emulator on it.
Oh yeah,
and it was called Flog.
Hearing about this.
And we didn't know why it was there, and we didn't know what Nintendo was doing with it, and we didn't know how to access it. We just knew it was there, and that was pretty much the story. We covered that, and that ends that. Hello, Swag Nation, who says dab, please. Dab, please.
Wait, does he want you to dab?
I don't know. I've never dabbed in my life, actually.
I haven't either. Probably not very good at it.
So then later on, recently, we found out that the emulator had a copy of Golf, NES Golf on it. And then things started to make sense because Flog is golf.
Backwards.
Oh my God.
So why is
twist.
Golf on there, and how do you unlock it? That's what we didn't know, and people have been trying to figure that out.
I think I know how.
Okay.
You use the controller and you swing it like a golf club 127 times.
Part of that is correct. This game does have motion controls.
You think I'm lying?
So people did research and looked into it and tried to figure out how to activate it, and now we know. So here's how you do it. First off, you need a Switch that's never been connected to the internet.
Oh.
So you need it on the original firmware.
Oh.
If you have a Switch that's been on the internet and it has been updated, then you need to wait until July 11th. Now, why July 11th? That is the date that Satoru Iwata passed away. Now, why is Golf included on the system? Because Iwata programmed Golf.
Oh.
Now, how do you unlock the game? On July 11th, you use a motion control to unlock the game. And the motion control is the directly to you motion that Iwata used to do in the Nintendo Direct presentations. So you do that with the Joy-Cons, and it unlocks the game.
Only on July 11th.
July 11th, yes. Unless you have Switch firmware 1.0.0 and you've never connected to the internet.
You can do that motion and get it already.
Yes. Which we have video proof of.
What if you unlock it and then you go connect online and get the firmware?
Then you're done. Can't ever do it again. Until July 11th.
Can't do it.
Keep it. Now, what if?
And it has to be legit July 11th.
Do you have to keep? Can you keep? How does it know? Because it connects to the internet.
Bingo.
Bingo, bango.
Once you unlock it, is it there forever?
Bingo,
you only get to play it that one day?
Then I don't know. I don't think so. No, it's not like it adds something to your Switch menu. It just activates it.
That makes me want to tear up.
It is pretty cool. It's a very touching tribute. Now in Japan, people are saying, huh?
Every July 11th?
Yeah. In Japan, they're saying there's a term for this, and I don't remember what it is, but it's something like a charm for like someone that passes away. It's like a kind of like a good luck charm, so that they're always there with you.
Right.
So they put this into the system as like a way for Iwata to be there and a good luck charm for the Switch, and I guess it's working. So yeah, that's really cool. It was a really cool story to see how that came about. Swedish Galaxy 94 has an explanation for all this stuff. Oh wait, maybe it's the charm thing. He links to somebody's Twitter. What the hell? I'll do it.
And this is where we. This is
here you go.
Hole we fall down.
Golf is okay. Golf is embedded in the Switch firmware, and Japan is calling it an anamori, which is a charm. In Japanese culture, anamori are brought at shrines for various reasons. If you keep one close to you, it will protect you or give you good luck. So the idea is Nintendo embedded Iwata's game to watch over every unit. And then he says, and that's effing me up real good right now. So that is pretty cool. He means he's getting sad about it.
Oh, he's getting like sentimental.
Getting the feels.
It's effing me up, man.
So yeah, that's pretty cool. What are we at here? Mark checks in. He says it's 10 p.m. where he is, and the world is still here. So we're almost there.
We don't know where he is.
We're almost there. Well, it doesn't matter. Once it's not, is it not the 23rd somewhere by now? It's got to be, right? What is it in Japan? How far ahead are they? 6 hours? 7 hours?
Pretty far.
All right. Square Enix has once again said that they're looking into bringing Final Fantasy 15 to the Switch. So this is a story we've covered multiple weeks because Final Fantasy 15 director Hajime Tabata teased it, and then he took things back because we figured he got in trouble, and now Square's like, well, you blew it, so now we got to talk about it. So he's talking about it again. He says they're doing very specific investigations into bringing the game to Switch. And he said, you know, we brought the Luminous engine to the Switch, and that's all we did. And it didn't run satisfactory. But he says that was without tweaking anything. So now we're tweaking things, and we're getting kinds of results, and we're doing all these blah, blah, blah. He says we're talking to Epic. So they do the Unreal Engine, which is what the game runs on. And they're talking to Nintendo to see what they can do. So they're taking it really seriously. And basically, it's them saying, we're going to get this goddamn game on the Switch. We just don't know what we're doing yet, but we're doing all kinds of experiments to see
speak with such
what is available.
Fresh language?
Yes.
Say gosh darn.
Josh darn, they actually said.
Josh darn.
Josh darn.
You know, you're off camera again.
I don't want to be on camera when I'm doing this. What's he doing?
People see you on your phone. I think I might own that game on Wii U.
We'll have to find out.
Yeah, we will.
We're going to have to go through all those hundreds and hundreds of Wii games.
Barracks says, I guess the Luminous engine wasn't such a bright idea after all.
Oh, that's a good pun.
Then he says, I'll see myself out. Delightful pun. All right. I did a video review this week for SteamWorld Dig 2. I'm not even going to say any more than that because I want to talk about it in the What We Played section. And since we don't have any music trivia today, we'll have more time to talk about that. I really want to talk about it. Super Mario Odyssey. Some press got to check out the game this past week. And we saw some new levels and some new footage and some new details. And I got those details for you. The game starts off with Mario, who's already mid-battle with Bowser, and they're doing battle on top of an airship. Mario gets knocked out by Bowser, and he wakes up in the Cap Kingdom. And this is where Cappy finds Mario and tries to wake him up. When Cappy does wake Mario up, he gets scared and flies away. Cappy gets scared and flies away. Cappy tells Mario that Bowser attacked the Cap Kingdom and kidnapped Cappy's sister, Tiara. And Bowser left the kingdom and all of his airships in ruin. But Cappy has heard that there's a usable airship in the next kingdom over. So Cappy says, I can get you to that kingdom, but you have to take me to the top of the Hat Tower. Of course.
Right. You know, it's the Cap Kingdom.
Yeah. And Cappy says, hey, here's a little incentive for you. He managed to capture the remains of Mario's hat, which was destroyed by Bowser during the fight. Bowser destroyed Mario's hat. That son of a bitch.
That's cold.
But Cappy's like, hey, don't worry, because I can take these bits and I can, and now I'm your hat. And then that's the story. So you run around the Cap Kingdom, you know, to get to the hat tower. Yep.
Makes sense. You get defeated, you get knocked out, you wake up in a hat kingdom.
Well, here, let me continue on this.
I'm out.
On the logic train, because in the Cap Kingdom there are frogs. And the first thing you take over that's a living thing is one of these frogs. Yeah. And that shows you Mario's like, you get like the cutscene of Mario like capturing something. He's like flying around in like this weird, you know, it's like dimension. I don't know. He takes over the frog.
Dementia.
Oh wait.
Sounds like.
Is that why Nintendo insisted on using the word capture instead of possess, because it has the word cap in it?
Of course.
Okay.
Yeah.
Plus, possess is too scary.
That's true.
Much too scary.
I'm ashamed it took me that long to figure that out.
So you capture the frog,
and people are like, "Oh, it's the sequel to Geist."
Mario turns into the frog, and he looks down at himself, and he's like, "Oh my God, I'm a frog!
No, I'm a frog."
He goes, "Hey, hurry,
hurry!" And then when you're the frog, you can have the ability to jump really, really high, which lets you get to the top of Top Hat Tower. And at the top are the Broodals, those new rabbit-related bosses, and you fight one of them up there. When you defeat them, there's a power line that connects you to the next kingdom. I'm sorry, where you know the game officially kicks off. All right, so then we have some details on the new kingdoms that were shown off. Wherever I am.
I feel like it's just a cop out.
What do you mean?
What is?
Oh, how do we get him a hat that lets you capture other characters in the game? I don't know. Knock him out in a fight with Bowser and he wakes up in this other place. We don't need to show how you get there.
What would you do?
Justify it.
I didn't say that they don't show. I'm just telling you the details. We're not allowed to. There's things under embargo. Obviously, you're going to see where they're fighting over. He gets knocked off an airship
into silly land.
And you already heard Cappy says that Bowser was trying to take over the Cap Kingdom, and that's why the place is in ruins. So,
yeah, what do you want?
What do you want? I mean, the story is airtight. What do you want?
Where do they come up with this stuff?
The Luncheon Kingdom.
Like Mushroom Kingdom was like so much more grounded in reality.
The Luncheon Kingdom is filled with all types of food and is surrounded by a lava-like substance. And one of the objectives
MC
here...
Hammer Pant wearing mushroom men. You don't...
It's self-explanatory. One of the objectives in this kingdom is called The Broodals are after some cooking. And this leads to another brutal boss battle. Brutal, by the way, is B-R-O-D-A-L, not brutal.
So it's not B-R.
No, it's like
double
the brood,
zero
but
T-A-L.
Brutal. In this level, and apparently other kingdoms as well, you'll find a girl Goomba who's looking to fall in love. And she only finds one type of Goomba handsome, a Goomba that looks like Mario. So Mario needs to capture a Goomba. And sometimes she's really high up on a platform, but Goombas can't jump.
Right?
They can't unless they got the wings. They're Paragoombas.
I saw a video.
Yeah, so what you do, Goombas stack on top of each other. So you have to build a stack high enough to reach the girlfriend. And then she's like, oh, here's the power moon. You know, because that's what love means. And then Mario, in front of her, uncaptures himself.
And then jumps on the girl and kills her.
And then she's like, oh my God! Like, how horrifying is that? The man of my dreams. We're going to get married. And then Mario's like, yeah, I am! And she...
I have no problem with
he used her.
Nintendo's...
He used her to get what he wanted.
Just like every man.
Yep.
Nintendo is teaching everybody, children and adults alike, that love is not easy. And sometimes you think you know a person, and they turn out to use you and stab you in the back.
Wow, it's so deep.
What did you think?
It turns out they were just using magic hat powers to look like somebody else.
Same old story.
And I plan on jumping on her head and killing her after I break her heart.
I'm guessing that won't be an option.
Come on, it's Mario.
She runs away.
Oh, wait a second. Is this the Mario game where you're not allowed to jump on people to fight them?
No jumping in this game. No, you jump in that game. I thought you were talking about Mario plus Rabbids Kingdom Battle.
No, I'm just saying that you jump. You can't Never mind. I don't know. What
Yeah.
it was part of the conversation.
You can capture a lava bubble in this kingdom, and that lets you swim around
You
through
can
lava.
capture anything. That's what we heard.
Almost anything. Almost anything.
Almost anything. I'm going to capture a pile of dirt and just sit here.
I'm Dirt Mario.
Some doors have scarecrows on them, and that lets you know that if you enter them, you cannot have your hat when you go in there.
Oh.
You have to put your hat on the scarecrow, and then you go in for pure platforming challenges. No special abilities through the use of capturing.
When it rains, you turn from Dirt Mario into Mudio.
Mudio.
I'm Mario! You can capture the frying pan Hammer Brothers and use their frying pans to toss at cheese blocks and break the cheese blocks. There's also giant corn cobs that you need to run along and stuff like that. You can capture a piece of meat in this kingdom to entice a bird that will take you to its nest where power moons are hiding. There's also tomatoes that turn into acidic pools of juice when you pop them. Go ahead.
Acidic pools of juice, huh?
Yes.
It's pretty gross.
They turn into ketchup.
I guess so.
Are Wario or Waluigi in this game?
Don't know.
I feel like they should be. They should be in a game.
Listen, we all feel that Waluigi should get his own game.
If you
Everybody
capture,
thinks that.
how about this? You capture Wario.
Dating sim.
Capture Wario, and then you can go and hang out with all his like jerky criminal friends in the underworld, and just do crimes.
Let's do some crimes. Then there's the Seaside Kingdom, which has a giant ocean for you to explore. And as Nintendo has said, apparently the ocean water there has a nice fizz to it. It's carbonated. There are also snails here with big mustaches. They wear berets and striped T-shirts.
Wow,
there are underwater bubbles
I would be offended.
to get air.
I was French.
There's also a seaweed-like creature that will follow you around underwater. There's a beach club here as well, but you need to be wearing the right outfit to gain access to the club. There's also underwater 2D sections.
There's a lot of lessons
as well. You'll find a tunnel where you can swim, but you need enough oxygen to swim through it, and Mario can't get enough oxygen. So you need to capture a
fish?
sheep
Yeah,
to swim into the cave. And this cave has a whole bunch of eels in it too.
But wait, when
The
you're
giant
cheap,
ones.
do you still need oxygen? Is less of it,
No, you're fish.
but you're still a Mario fish.
Is that the fish? Kingdom also has a special flower that attaches to Mario's back and propels him at high speed. There's music notes that spread out across the water, and you need to run with the use of this flower along the top of the water to collect them, like Jesus did. There's a creature that can capture that you can capture that's encapsulated by a water bubble, which lets you propel into the air and spin around to shoot water. You can use this to clear out lava, and you'll fight a giant octopus
You run out of water
boss.
in your bubble.
I don't know. Yeah, I think so. Who is gobbling up all the kingdom's water, and you need the creature that we just mentioned, that lava or that
I never played Mario
Bubble
Galaxy
guy.
2.
Oh, really?
to take him out.
That's pretty good.
I'm so.
The crazy cap store in this kingdom is divided into sections, and each part is on a different sea monster that you have to find. Again, the girl Goomba is here as well, still trying to find love. You'll find patches of ground while you're playing the game that make the Joy-Con rumble, and if you ground pound there, you'll find a power moon or more. Also in the Seaside Kingdom is a dog who will bark to let you know when there's coins hidden in the sand. He'll also try and steal your hat.
Can Super Mario ground pound if Mario pounded
Ground and mounds. There's paintings and stages, which we saw in the recent footage, and those work as portals between kingdoms. And there is a kingdom that hasn't been shown yet, but apparently it will make fans of Super Mario 64 quite happy. So this would not be the first 3D Mario game to remake a level or reference a level from Super Mario 64. That was in, I don't remember, Galaxy 1 or 2. I think 2.
Might have been. I think, didn't they both have a different, like, 64 level?
I thought there was only one, but I'm usually wrong. So
I can't remember.
Gurgit says,
There's a lot of information.
Wet Dry World, talking about the Super Mario 64 level. Just kidding. I guess Rainbow Ride was remixed so often by now. Guess it will be a cloud or a sky level. I don't know. Maybe it'll be the slide. I would like that. Holy moly. Holy moly. North America this week's downloads. What did we get? Downloads from Nintendo. Pokémon Tournament DX is on the Switch. SteamWorld Dig 2 is also available. Flip Wars got a software update. This is the third one. and it's free. It adds a new stage, new mechanics, local wireless multiplayer, class matches, and a new online battle mode. 3DS Virtual Console got Pokemon Gold and Silver. There's eShop sales on some stuff. eShop. Also new this week, the Lego Ninjago movie video game is available.
The movie, the game.
Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2 is available. Xenomora EX comes out on the 26th. Art of Fighting, the Neo Geo game, is available. Arcade Archives Mario Brothers comes out September 27th. So, hi.
Hey.
What's wrong?
Nothing.
So that was only recently announced and is coming out this coming week. Thimbleweed Park, which is the point-and-click game, the old-school adventure game by Ron Gilbert.
I watched you guys play that.
Is now available on the Switch as of this week.
Do you want me to do music?
Why? Your parents are gone?
Yeah.
Forever?
Till tomorrow.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
I have to go.
Nicky Hill wanted to go to dinner.
Well, I gotta go to P-Burg and pick up a battery.
They have dinner there.
At Sears.
We'll figure something
tags.
out. No, I don't want you to do music because we're already late.
Well, then,
I was doing a show for...
Thank you for the offer.
You can join us, though.
I have laundry to do.
That's right, you do. Soldum Drop Connector Race, which is a puzzle game, is available on the Switch. Frutakia 2 is on the 3DS. Guide the Ghost is on the 3DS. I don't know why I like that name so much. Guide the Ghost. 36 Fragments of Midnight is on the 3DS. Chuman Fu and Shockman. Both men are available on the Wii U Virtual Console. Chuman Fu and Shockman. Those are two different games.
Chuma Food.
They call
the Shockmaster.
Chuma Food. They call him the Shockmaster. WWE just uploaded that like a few days ago in high def to their YouTube channel.
Really? That's great.
Moro says, damn, my wallet is going to take a beating this week. Thimbleweed, SteamWorld, and Dragon Ball Xenoverse for me. Yeah. Yes, it is a big week, my friend. Europe, what did Europe get? Let's see. Let's find out. They got Pokemon Tournament DX. They got SteamWorld Dig 2. They got Thimbleweed Park. They got Art of Fighting, the Neo Geo game. They got Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2. Special offers on some games. By the way, Puyo Puyo Tetris, or Puyo Puyo Tetris, is available in Europe. And it's 20% off right now in the eShop. 3DS got Pokemon Gold and Pokemon Silver. Yes, yes, yes. Special offers on a whole bunch of stuff. They also got 36 Fragments of Midnight on the new 3DS and Guide the Ghost as well. The Wii U got Super Ultra Star Shooter and Daytona Twin Bee. Special offers on some jazz. 3DS theme shop got updated with a Pokemon Gold and Pokemon Silver theme. I'm sorry, but there are no Hello Kitty themes this week. I sincerely apologize.
Hello Kitty needs a freaking break.
All right, Nicky Hill. So, what is the Switch's best-selling third-party game?
Third-party game. I'm going to say
I
don't know what's even on there.
Well, there's over 110 games now. I think there's over 120.
Retail or like indie games?
Not retail.
Download
Everything all together.
Oh, then I'm never going to guess.
Mario plus Rabbids Kingdom Battle. Because it is a third-party game.
Oh,
you should have guessed.
I would have thought that was second-party because it's involved with them or something.
Ubisoft is a third-party.
Second-party is Nintendo-owned company or something. Like Retro.
It doesn't necessarily have to be owned.
Retro.
Retro is a second-party.
Or what level?
Next level games.
Next level. That's what I mean.
Yes, and also Nintendo wants you to know that Mario plus Rabbids Kingdom Battle is coming out in South Korea. And here's the difference. In North America and Europe, I believe, Mario plus Rabbids Kingdom Battle is published by Ubisoft. In Japan and South Korea, it will be published by Nintendo. So that goes to show how much Nintendo, how highly they think of this game. Because they are taking on the publishing duties. I mean, their own characters are in it, so
I would say, I hope they.
Sokar says, "How is this exactly third-party game?" That's what it says. It has Mario in it, which itself is a first-party owned IP. or it could just be sweet talk to lure more third-party devs into Nintendo. No, it is a third party that Nintendo has licensed their characters to, just like NBA
Nintendo
Street back in the day had Mario in it on the GameCube. That doesn't
Nintendo
mean it's
did
not a
not
third-party game.
Or
give them
Mario
the
is
assets.
missing.
They built those assets.
They
up
did,
from the
yeah.
ground.
Nintendo asked them, "Where'd you get our assets from?" And they said, "We didn't. We made them ourselves." But maybe I'm realizing just now they stole them, and they were like, "No, we made them."
Yeah, we hacked into your internet.
Are we doing this? We're not doing that one because I don't want to. The Evil Within 2 is coming out shortly on PS4 and Xbox One. I don't know about computer. Sure, maybe. Did you play the first one?
I might have played a demo for it or something.
You did not. It's made by Shinji Mikami, who many know as the Resident Evil man, who hasn't worked on Resident Evil in a long time, but his last Resident Evil game, to my knowledge, was...
Hey, nice to meet you. Who are you?
4?
I'm the Resident Evil man.
He made Resident Evil 4, which is probably the best of the franchise. 7's pretty damn good, but 4.
What about Shattered Memories?
Resident Evil Shattered Memories?
Isn't Shattered Memories
Shadow Hill.
Shadow Hill,
it's
yes.
a Silent Hill game.
Silent Hill.
Silent Shadow.
So wait, Resident Evil 4. Yeah, I enjoyed that one. It's
Yeah.
the only one I played.
So basically, if you liked Resident Evil the way it was, then you want to play the Evil Within, because the Evil Within was Resident Evil style gameplay, just not Resident Evil related at all. It's his own thing. And it was a success. And now the Evil Within 2 is coming out. I really enjoyed I really enjoyed the Evil Within.
Did you?
Yeah, I really did. I
think
it.
the only perspective I had was Stu Michaels, who was like, hey, it's not Resident Evil.
I don't understand him at all with this game. So Resident Evil went to crap. Well, all right, we played 5 together, and we were like, boy, this game's not very good, but it's fun to play together. Then 6 came out. We were like, oh, man, this is very bad. Very, very bad. Then, I don't remember the order. This order's incorrect, whatever. But Resident Evil Revelations came out on 3DS, and I was like, oh, this is good. This is kind of a mix of old-school Resident Evil and 4-style Resident Evil. And I told Stu Michaels, and he's like, I don't like it. And I was like, I don't get you. Like, this is what you like. Then the Evil Within came out, and I was like, oh my god, this is exactly old school Resident Evil.
Are the controls weird like Resident Evil?
Or this is old school in the sense of Resident Evil 4. Yeah, as far as I remember, yes.
Weird?
Yeah. So I told him about that. I was like, I've never been more sure of you liking something. And he played it, or no, he didn't. He Stu Michaels it, and it was like, oh, I don't like it. I don't like it. It's not good.
Maybe if you said to him, try this game, I don't really think you're going to like it.
Then years later, I found out the truth. You know what the truth was? He was too scared to play it. Too scared to play it. And I said, really?
I thought he said that.
It's not even a scary game. No, he started off with the I don't like it. So anyway, the Evil Within 2 is not coming to Switch, but it could. Because the producer, Shinji Mikami, says, I think a Switch version would be interesting. I'd like to try it if I had the chance. First, I'd like to buy a Switch myself, though. I had to borrow Zelda with the Switch from another staff member to play it because it's very hard to find in Japan. So here's the thing. This is published by, unless I'm completely wrong, Bethesda in the States.
That's true.
And Bethesda's all about the Switch. So I think it's going to happen. I think it's going to happen. That's just my 2 cents. But yeah, I would love to play it.
When you say Bethesda, it sounds like you have like a lisp or something.
Bethesda.
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 This is published by Bethesda.
Vonter says,
in the United States.
Hope they make it possible. Just imagine being able to play. Hope they make it possible. Just imagine being able to playing in a camping trip.
Mm-hmm.
Read it as
just
he
imagine.
said it. Just imagine playing. Imagine.
Could they get Mario
playing.
in there somehow?
Yes, but then it would be first party. So GameStop. You go to GameStop and you're like, I want a Switch, and you're like, yeah, you do, in a bundle.
Right.
And you're like, no, I don't want a bundle.
$500.
Last time I was here, like 2 or 3 weeks ago.
Here's the best part. GameStop says their location shouldn't be making customers do that. They're your store. And you're like, we don't know why they're doing it. So our friends at Kotaku did a little test. They called some stores, and they were in New York. They called some stores to see, A, if they had Switch in stock, B, if they could buy it without a bundle. 4 of the stores that they called would not let them buy it without a bundle. They were like, you need a warranty bundle, or you need an extra game bundle.
A warranty bundle?
Yeah, I'm serious.
What?
So they called or they reached out to GameStop Corporate, and GameStop Corporate said GameStop was disappointed to hear about the 4 GameStop stores that were misrepresenting our mission of providing customers the best service and products they want when visiting our stores. We appreciate Kotaku bringing this to our attention. These stores have been contacted, and this should no longer be an issue. So then Kotaku reached out to the employees at GameStop and like, can you tell us what's really going on? And one of the employees was like, you know, because you think they're trying to fill a quota, GameStop's like, you got to reach these marks. And this employee was like, it's not necessarily a quota per se, but it is heavily addressed and ranked between stores in districts. So basically, GameStop's like, we aren't doing that. And to their employees, they're like, you better sell those bundles.
Is it that they have a quota of units, or they need to fill a quota of like games as well? So they're just like,
I'm sure it's both.
So they're just trying to cover themselves and be like, yeah, buy a game. Oh, you don't want to get a system without a game. You want to buy this game. And and if you have this person in your family, you're gonna want to buy this game.
Yeah, it's a bunch of bull. Game Freak 613 says, I believe it's heavily tracked and stores get rewarded for performance. It's not a quota, but if the local managers have free reign to force bundles in order to look good to corporate, they will.
And they're just trying to make people feel better, like, oh, yeah, of course I need a game to play, so I'm just going to buy it and get this for more expensive than if I just bought them separately.
You okay?
Yeah, Tim and Eric, I love that. Oh, yeah. Super Mario Run. So we had a rumor about Super Mario Run getting an update with a whole bunch of new content. We talked about it a couple weeks ago, and I was like, I don't think it's going to be true. And then I said, whenever I say something's not true, it ends up true. Well, it's true. Here's the information. Super Mario Run is powering up. Powering up. They say the game is getting a new mode called Remix 10. So if you heard the rumor, all the rumor was true. Remix 10 is you play a set of 10 super short level sections. They have rainbow coins and stuff like that. And the objective is rescuing Princess Daisy. So Princess Daisy is canon again. Mario is rescuing her. Peach is like, hey, I'm good. You saved me, but I know another princess who needs help. So Mario's going to save her.
She's into open relationships.
I guess so. And then she becomes a playable character. So in any mode, you can play as Daisy. There's also a brand new world to play called World Star. World Star!
We never played as Daisy.
Hi, I'm Daisy.
In a platforming game.
No, boopsie.
I hope she says that.
Not that I can think of.
That's a first.
World Star unlocks after you beat all the levels in Worlds 1 through 6, which I have done. So you can play World Star. And these are all new levels with new enemies and more difficult levels at that. And they have all the coins. So whatever coins were in that game, red, purple, and black, I think there were. You get all those again. And then plus on top of that, if you want to listen to your own music when you play the game, they added in that feature so you don't have to listen to the game's soundtrack anymore. Plus on top of that, on September 29th, that's when this content launches. But starting September 29th and lasting for 2 weeks, you'll be able to get the whole game for 50% off. So that's the first limited time price drop for the game, or the first price drop at all that we've seen. The game was originally $10. For those 2 weeks, it'll be $5. If you already have the game, you get all this content for free. If you don't have the game, you can buy the old game and the new content all together for $5. So there you go. And when is it coming to Android? No idea. Haven't said anything. But update coming. iOS.
But can Mario take over any of the other characters using his capture?
Can he capture?
Night Owl says, it's extremely cute that everyone will wear headphones if you're listening to your own music while playing. Yes, that is the case, as we can see in the artwork here. If you listen to your own music, Mario or the character you choose will be wearing headphones.
That is dangerous. And he doesn't understand. He's not really aware of his surroundings.
Yeah. When I hear about people doing that while driving or see people doing that,
it makes me so upset.
Hey, you're not supposed
you know
to
what really bothered me? The one time I saw somebody driving. Now, granted, I guess people have to get around, but I saw somebody driving with an eye patch over their eye, and I was like, how the heck is that legal?
Well, it's still got an eye.
I know, but at the time I was very upset. Talk about that's terrible. Blind spot.
All right, let's talk about what we played. Kirby, you play anything?
Not this week. No, sorry.
All right, Nicky Hill, you play anything?
Hey, what I played? I played Super Mario Go-Karting Super Deluxe or whatever it's called.
Mario Kart 8.
Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. What did I say I finished? I finished something.
I don't know.
Oh, I finished it like a week ago, 2 weeks ago. After I was here and I was like, man, I'm never going to finish this game because it's really tough. And then I finished it. I'm going to tell you.
And then I finished it.
I make lists. Wonder Boy 3, The Dragon's Trap.
Oh, congratulations. Yeah, you were saying you were never going to be able to beat it.
Yeah, and now
But
I'm
you did
playing
it.
another game that's really freaking hard. So talking here on the podcast, I
It's called
realized
Wonder Man.
I had a copy of Shovel Knight, and I never played the additional content that was released. So I started playing
much additional content.
I started playing Plague of Shadows.
Yeah.
That crap is tough. Very difficult. Yeah, I mean, I start playing with a certain amount of like money in my coin purse, and I end up getting out of a castle or whatever with less money than I started because I just die so much. It's depressing. So I played that, and I started playing at work, but I just deleted it from my phone. Well, I was playing Cut the Rope, and then I got Balls with a Z.
What is that?
Wait, wasn't that a Super Nintendo game?
I know that one.
Well,
yeah,
this
I know.
is
It
so.
can't
This
be
is
the same.
you have
I owned that.
you have
by
a
the way.
ball, and you have the ability to get more as you go. Like you hit it.
Oh.
You always start at 0, and there's blocks, and you have to hit the ball as many times as the block. Like the block has a number on it, so you have to hit it as many times as that number and count it down.
Is block spelled with a Z too?
It better be, goddammit.
And it's kind of addicting. It's kind of mesmerizing when the balls are all bouncing around because you get,
Oh
Yeah.
you know, you can get hundreds or thousands if you're playing it long enough and you're doing well enough. But if you lose, it goes back to 0 and you have to work your way all the way up again. I think you have the ability to buy more balls so that you don't start at 0, but then that's like cheating. So I was playing that for a while. I think I got to like 120 something or 100. Actually, I got over 150, and then I was just like, I have to stop, and I deleted it because you have to work your way up every single time.
Mm-hmm.
Like you
Feels like a job.
You can close the game and then come back to it with that same amount, but you know you sit there playing with it, and I was just getting way too distracted at work and stuff. It's at home, like I'd sit down. I laid down in bed one night and I was like, you know what, I'm going to play real quick. And that's when I got to like 120 something. So I was playing for like over 15, 20 minutes or something. And then I was like, this is stupid. I got to go to bed. I think that's it.
Okay.
What have you been playing, Roman Cowboy?
Going through the entire list of Wii U games to try and find this game. I know if I see the name, it'll.
Borg something. I don't know. Wasn't it like
Wait,
it was almost
Spyboards?
No, it wasn't
That was
like,
on Wii.
it was
God,
almost like
what
a
a
mech
low.
thing.
That game still makes me
It wasn't
angry.
mechs, but it was like large beings where a little guy was inside of it.
Yeah, I know. We're thinking of the same game. I just don't know the name. I want to say it was like a German developer.
It was. Is it over there? Those are all
No.
GameCube.
So no, it's not over there.
All right, so what did I play? Well, I've only been playing one thing, and it's the greatest game ever. It's
Masturbation.
SteamWorld Dig 2.
Oh,
Oh, man.
What's it? Is it subtitled like Digging Deeper or something?
No,
is there a subtitle?
no.
Okay.
Dig up, stupid.
Did you play SteamWorld Dig?
I played it for a bit.
Did you play SteamWorld Dig?
Yeah, I played a little bit at your apartment that one time.
I just want to get this straight. I don't just quit games. I have a hard time keeping up with them because I stopped playing for so long and then I can't get back into them. And then if I want to start from the
didn't say
beginning,
anything.
now I have all that other ground.
Whatever, I don't care. The Korg! It's something. Korg?
Oh, but
It's like the Korg gang crew?
yeah, you're right. Core game.
Is that what it's called?
Core game?
Oh my God!
Well,
It just came to me. Korg gang
How's that spelled?
crew, something like that. Someone help me!
Help me.
Is it like the Core gang? But K?
I'm looking it up.
Help me!
Help me.
No, not Korea.
No.
Core gang. The Core gang.
Is that it?
Have
we confirmed that?
The Core gang. If we're thinking of the same game, I mean, I don't care anymore because this is the
Core
one.
Gang, and that's the one.
Yeah!
It got a 7 out of 10 on IGN.
It just came to me.
Metacritic was
Did
70%.
it come out on Wii U or was it
was
only
the
Wii?
Wii. It was the Wii.
Oh, okay.
Wow. What a hole. I can't believe that. The Core gang.
Dear Lord.
There it is.
2010. Bringing it back.
I don't remember this game.
I
At all.
can't believe, A, that I thought a name, and B, that it was the game you were thinking of. Holy fudge. The Core gang. Wow.
Do you need a towel for your pants? I think you just made a mess.
Crapped them, yeah.
You got so excited.
I can't believe that. Now I can go back to the chat. Man, this is the greatest podcast that we've ever done.
Without a doubt.
So, SteamWorld Dig 2.
So if you have that game, let's play it tonight.
Okay. Image and Form. Man, do I love their games. SteamWorld Dig, fantastic game. SteamWorld Heist, fantastic game. SteamWorld Dig 2, their best game. Everything about it. There's nothing about the game that I even remotely dislike. There's nothing that bothers me. There's nothing that makes me angry. There's nothing I wish they changed. There's just so much in a way of options and mechanics and abilities and things to do, and it's a Metroidvania game, which I love. And like, it's like, do you like Metroidvania games and you like to explore and you don't want to see where things are, what you're supposed to do? You can do that. Do you like Metroidvania games but you want to explore but not get lost and have objectives? You can do that. Do you want to mix and match those on the fly? You can do that. Do you want to turn things off and on while you're playing? You can do that. Like, you play it however you want.
Can I eat a sandwich while playing?
You can, yes.
No, I'm supposed to say,
you can do that.
Come on, I'm
Sorry.
excited. It's like an infomercial. I'm so excited to play it now.
You can do that. So, yeah, it's a big, giant world that you explore, and you
can do that in.
You can do that in. You get money, and money lets you upgrade your items. So
Can I upgrade my items?
You can do that.
Money?
You can do that. You get a stronger pickaxe, and you can get more inventory slots and stuff like that for money. But then you use cogs, which are harder to find, and you use cogs to expand your abilities. So, like, you'll get a stronger, grenade launcher, or you'll get, you can use cogs so that you don't get hurt by your own explosions. I mean, there's so many things to do. Plus, you find blueprints for new things to make. And there's so many hidden collectibles and so much stuff to dig up in the ground. And there's puzzles. And when you're digging around, you can find doors that are a little like either action-based puzzles or just a little more standard puzzles, platforming puzzles. It's so good. The soundtrack is fantastic, just like all the rest of their games. Like I said before, the guy who did the music in this one is the guy who did some of the music for... here we go again.
The Core Gang?
No. Yeah, that's it. Hotline Miami. It's one of the guys who did the soundtrack or songs for the soundtrack in Hotline Miami. But he does it. It's a very atmospheric but still melodic soundtrack here. It fits so well. So the whole damn game is so good. If you have a Switch, if you have any system that this game is on, you have to get this game. If you like Metroidvania games, even a tiny bit, you have to get this game. If you hate Metroidvania games because you get lost, you have to get this game. You can have objectives that tell you exactly where to go. Exactly.
On a map?
Yeah, on a map. A full screen map or a little corner map. So if you're like, I don't know where to go, but sometimes you like not knowing where to go, but then eventually you get frustrated. You can go in the options, boop, turn it on, and it gives you a little indicator, and you're like, oh, I got to go this way. And you can turn that off if you want. There's modifiers to make the game more difficult in certain ways. Enemies will be stronger. You'll get more damage from certain things. And there's just, you can tweak the game in so many ways, and there's so many things to expand, and there's so much to collect and do and see. And it
Can I
feels
tweak
good.
the game to be the most boring experience ever?
So good. I don't. You can't do that. I don't think you can. I don't know how you can make it boring.
I don't know, just
so
listening
good.
to you go on and
So
on about
good.
it. It's pretty
Image
boring.
and Form makes amazing games. They are, I think they're my favorite company next to Nintendo. And I put SteamWorld Dig 2 right alongside Nintendo's greatest games. Like,
Say
this
that
is
in front of Jules Watson.
fantastic. I love Jules games. Did you buy Chicken Wiggle? Let's talk about Chicken Wiggle. What a load of horse crap.
That game? Don't
No.
say that.
No. Poor
How
Jules,
dare
man.
you
Poor
say that
Jules.
to him?
I've been waiting to talk about this for weeks because I talk to him all the time. And I've been
Maybe
so...
if you stop talking to him,
He can
you
get some work
yeah,
done.
you can get
I've been so annoyed by this.
What happened?
What, did it get bad reviews?
No, it got good reviews.
Wow.
Chicken Wiggle came out. I liked Chicken Wiggle. It was fun. You played some Chicken Wiggle? Yeah, you
It
did.
looked just like Meat and Muds, and then you were like, "That's because it's made by
Yes,
somebody."
that
who
style,
made it
yes.
itself.
So the game came out, and I knew this stuff beforehand, and I wanted to talk about it so bad, but I couldn't because he said he was going to write something about it. It wasn't my place. But as the game came out, I was living through it with him, the bad situation. The sales on day one were so low that he thought it was a mistake with Nintendo's tracking. He's like, that's not right. But it was right. 3DS owners are not buying things anymore unless they're Nintendo, I guess. There's 60 plus million 3DS owners out there. And so many of them aren't buying games anymore.
It's only it's on
Chicken
3DS
Wiggle.
or was it on Switch?
That's it. 3DS only.
See, I haven't picked up my 3DS.
That's what a lot of people are saying.
Yeah.
But you know why?
And he got terrible
why?
placement.
Because now they have another system that is equally as portable. It's called the Switch.
I know, but
Or the 2DS. Is
There
it
are
available
games
for 2DS?
yes.
Well, then what the heck?
There are games that come out on the 3DS only, just like every other system. There's games that are exclusive to that platform. Hopefully, Chicken Wiggle comes to the Switch. I really hope Jules does that. Anyway, yeah, the game
Kirby,
came out.
I think he's a robot.
The game came out, and nobody was paying attention to it. It's a solid platformer. It has a cute design. It has a level editor, a fully featured level editor with online sharing. That's a seller right there in and of itself.
I don't know. You make a level editor for a game that's brand new. I don't know if it has the same appeal as a game that's kind of been established for like one cycle or two.
Well, I mean, let's put it this way. You can play the whole game now, and as of a week ago, if you beat the single player, there's over 600 levels already made online to play. So
By
it's just
who?
more content. The people that did buy it.
So 600 people bought it out of 60
No,
million.
that one person could have made those 600.
Well, they're busy people.
Listen,
They're busy persons.
I don't remember if he said it in the article, so I'm not going to say numbers. The numbers were really bad.
That's a shame.
Really bad.
Yeah.
And he said, here's the other... I don't remember if I can talk about that.
Okay.
He's bringing things to Switch. We know that. And a lot of focus is on Switch right now, yes. But it seems like for 3DS, people are like, I haven't touched my 3DS in forever. And they'll only buy like a first part, like Metroid, Samus Returns, I'm sure is going to sell well. But outside of that, like
So I
people
haven't
aren't
bought
looking
that
at the
either.
indie
Like,
shop.
I haven't bought anything for the 3DS and literally... I
Right.
haven't bought anything.
You know what they're going to buy? They'll buy Pokemon Ultra Sun and Ultra
Whoa,
Moon.
don't yell at me.
And I'm not saying that's wrong that they're going to buy it, but...
Even though it is.
Well, they make... I'm sorry. They make the system for those games.
No, I know, yeah. But, here's the thing. Like, if I
Which
have a
sounds weird, but
system...
you know what I mean.
Like, I've never hit a point where I'm like, man, this thing's 7 years old. I don't buy things for this anymore.
No,
Like,
but I honestly, I got the 3DS, the NES controller style, whatever the hell it's called, the skin of it. You know what I mean?
yeah, yes.
That was I'm going to say maybe 3 years ago or something, because every time I think, oh, that was just last year, it's been a while.
Yeah.
I think Majora's Mask is maybe the last 3DS game that I bought, and that was
a while ago.
That was a while ago.
Yeah.
I haven't played even that, and it's just sitting there. Like, I've played a couple of download games or something.
Well, today's the end of the world, just like a Majora's Mask. So today, you're gonna live it.
Is that how the world ends?
No offense,
Boon's coming
but
in.
you don't have to worry about low sales much longer.
Yeah, low sales aren't going to matter by the end of the day.
So yeah, so the game is on sale. He did a special sale right now. I don't remember what the sale price is, but I feel like it's like 30% off or something like that for a limited time. It had terrible placement in the North American eShop. It had really great placement in the European eShop, but it didn't help.
And then the other thing is, like, you know, talking about this, I'm going to go home and I'm going to buy it. But I have a
I don't care if you're guilted. I just want
exactly.
You to buy
I have a backlog of games that if I stack them on top of each other, it will go
commission money.
It will go from it'll go from my floor to probably, if I had a hole in my ceiling, up into the second level of my house of just games that I've bought because I wanted to support companies, and the games still didn't sell well. The companies, some of them had to, you know.
Yeah, it turns out they need to sell more than
one copy. You did your part. You did your part. You can say, I didn't screw him over.
I didn't do enough.
I needed to buy more. So then don't buy Chicken Wiggle. Wait until it's not on sale and buy it for the more expensive.
Tell Jules to get in touch with me. We're going to brainstorm.
I can get them right now.
Remember my squirrels game? We're gonna
I do. Yeah.
The one you gave up on?
I don't think he's going to do that.
Why?
He's very busy right now. He's got to finish Treasure Knots.
Busy?
He's doing.
Are you hinting that he's got a B game coming? Busy.
I don't think that was a hint.
No. Yeah, he's got Treasure Knots he's working on. He's got Mutant Mudds Deluxe.
Why do you say he wouldn't make a game about a squirrel? He makes a game about a chicken.
Just right now.
Here's the other thing, though.
Jules, why wouldn't you do this? You made a game about a chicken. You want to do a game about a squirrel?
It's a great game, and we can flesh it out into something even better. But
you might not be too interested in animal-based platformers or games anymore.
I'm
got a sore spot.
Yeah.
It's a game about a chicken. It's very hard to come up with a title. But Chicken Wiggle is along the same lines of some of those other, like title-wise, it's along some of those crazy names that you get for like really low-budget, silly games.
That's the point I wanted to make. So there's a thread on Neo.
Or like, what was it, King Story? You remember King Story? You remember the cover art for that?
Little King Story?
That's the one I'm talking about.
I liked the cover art, yeah.
But it made it appear like it was a super low budget game that was the same as all the other shovelware that was on the Wii.
I can see that.
This is something that we talked about.
There's
Little King Story.
No, I can see that. I can see it. I like that art. No, it's sold decently.
For a while, I was like suffering. So there was another game that was similar that you thought was great.
Ninja Breadman.
Billy the Wizard.
Billy the Wizard. Yeah.
So
there was a thread
I'm
on.
not faulting him for naming it Chicken Wiggle when you see how like sweet the game is and everything. You know, Chicken Wiggle is like what? It's almost like a Banjo-Kazooie.
Oh, man, you're hitting all the right notes. So there's a thread on NeoGAF about this game after Jules put out the blog about how poorly it sold, and people were talking about why they didn't get it. People said they didn't even know it existed, but the majority of them said, I heard the name and thought it was shovelware. They just heard the name and were like, no.
Was shovelware something that we came up with?
No. No. And then the other thing, him and I were talking about
I thought we started saying shovel instead of something else a long time ago.
Yeah.
Well, that was a coincidence.
So I was talking to him about that. I was like, did you see the thread all about the name and all that stuff? And he's like, yeah, you know, he's like, I never even thought of it that way. And I said, yeah, I've known the game for a while and it never crossed my, like, I don't put the same stock into names. But
what would you call it? Backpack Wormy?
But that's what, it's a great name. But he said to me, we were talking about names, and I go, what the hell would you call it? Like, how do you know something's a good name? And he's like, oh, yeah, because, you know, Banjo-Kazooie is a great name, right? And I was like, yeah, like, I don't get it. It doesn't make sense, but Backpack Wormy. Backpack Wormy is such a good name. You need to name games.
It's a missed opportunity.
Backpack, I'm going to text him. Is it too late to change the name of Backpack?
Recall all those copies and change it to backpack worm.
I'm seriously gonna text him that. That's funny. So anyway, Jules game is on sale. Go if you like platformers. It's a good platformer. Like I said, it has a level editor. At least watch a trailer. He's got a new trailer for the game, and it is very well reviewed. It's not the best platformer I ever played, but it's certainly not the worst. It was enjoyable. I had fun, and when it was over, I wanted to play more levels. That's what I can tell you. I did a video review too.
Mutant Muds.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, his color palette or something. Like, there's something about the games that are very pleasing to just sit and watch. Like, it's whimsical.
He does have a certain color palette that he likes to go with.
It's like, what, 8-bit, but it's not.
I'd say it's more.
It's like blocky, but it's I don't know. Mutant Muds is very unassuming. Whenever you play it, and you're like, oh, this is a real simple
Mutant Muds is his
platformer.
best-selling game.
But it's like when you play it, it's very unassuming. Whatever. It's like, oh, this is like this is going to be cake, and then it's definitely gets tough.
Well, I mean, if you play Mutant Muds Super Challenge, it gets very tough. But personally, that's my favorite game.
But the original one, I think, is still challenging.
No, the Super Challenge is the much better game.
Okay. Why are you saying that?
Because I'm in it. Remember? Yeah, you're going to be able to get that on Switch. It'll be.
I'm trying to make a point.
Yeah, no, I know. And
it's the same thing with Chicken Wiggle or Backpack Wormhole.
Backpack Wormhole now.
What's a wormhole?
Backpack Wormhole.
Wormhole is a great name.
Yes,
Hey,
Chicken
Wormhole.
Wiggle. It's supposed to be on sale, but it hasn't started yet. But yes, it is on sale. Man, Backpack Wormhole. And
is Backpack Wormy a complicated game or like a difficult? It gets tough. It's just like
there is challenge. Yeah, it's not anything like Mutant Muds as far as challenge goes because he released Mutant Muds Super Challenge and people were like, too hard. Yeah. So, yeah, Jules, man, one of the best guys I know in the game industry. Such a decent, nice, friendly guy. Has such a passion for games. Like I said, if you're at all interested in platformers, at least watch the trailer.
Is it called Chicken Wiggle around the world, or does it have like
no, it's just Chicken Wiggle. Yes, it's called Chicken Wiggle everywhere, except in Japan, because it's not there. So Backpack Wormhole could be. Backpack Wiggle Wormholes.
Wiggle Wormhole.
Backpack Wiggle Wormhole, says Ryan.
Wuzzle wuzzle.
Oh, man, that is great. Backpack Wiggle Wormhole. Oh man, and it's funny how much stake people put into names. Like they just from hearing the name of a game, they wouldn't even consider it. Yeah. But yeah, I guess a lot of people heard Chicken Wiggle and thought like Flappy Bird and whatever. Right. We're like, nope, not playing that crap.
Well, I don't know.
You like that crap? All right. Well,
it's like something Do would do.
Yeah.
Like not play a game because.
Well, now we know how many Do's there are out there, I guess.
So.
All right. We're way over schedule, but I'm going to do questions anyway.
Oh, okay.
Because I told you I would. Oh, I didn't even tell you the address or anything. If you want to send in questions to the GoNintendo podcast and have us answer them, any kind of question, be it Nintendo, video game, or anything related, send your questions to GoNintendoQuestions@gmail.com. That is GoNintendoQuestions@gmail.com. And next week we should have music trivia back, and you can send your music to gnpodcastmusic@gmail.com. That is gnpodcastmusic@gmail.com. All right, today's question comes from Miguel. Miguel says, if the Switch Virtual Console uses the same emulators as the NES and the Super Nintendo Classics, are they worth buying separately? Well, you never know what games are going to come out on the Switch Virtual Console if there is one. So, you know, you may never see all of those releases hit the Virtual Console service, and pricing-wise, you might end up paying more. So if you want all of them, then I suggest, yes, you should get those consoles, the classic consoles. But if you just want to piecemeal, if you just want to pick and choose, then you wouldn't get those things. You'd wait for the Switch Virtual Console, which, again, we don't know what it is or if it's even happening.
Hold on.
There you go, Miguel. Elfman says, and downloaded. Congrats, RMC. You sold me a copy of Chicken Wiggle. I hope you enjoy it.
Chicken Wiggle has only been out for a couple of weeks.
Chicken Wormel.
No,
it's been out a few weeks.
Month.
Yeah. Hey, Elfman, can you tell me what the price was, please? Yes, I did do a review of Chicken Wiggle. It's on the YouTube channel, of which you're watching me right now, and you can stop watching me right now to go watch me on the other thing. All right, I'll do one more question, then we gotta go. The Super Sanchez says, I'm making 2 pizzas. I'm about to roll the dough. The lady is cutting veggies. Listening to your voices. What are your favorite pizza toppings?
Oh, okay. That was going to be
nervous, yeah.
The other pizza question.
What are your favorite pizza toppings? Okay.
I usually just go for plain cheese. Every so often I'll get like pepperoni or sausage.
I'm a Roni guy. I like Roni.
Pepperoni is a safe bet, but I feel like one of those rare fans of a Hawaiian pizza.
Like with pineapple?
My dad has been talking about it a lot lately, and he starts it off by saying, it sounds gross and it shouldn't work, but, and then he talks about how much he likes it. So,
somebody had Hawaiian pizza at work with jalapenos. What do they call it?
Jalapenos.
Hawaiian. Yeah. Hawaiian pino.
It is, the game is $10 right now on the eShop.
Too much.
Apparently.
Remember one time I got like clams on pizza?
Whoa. Oh my God.
It made me nauseous.
Yeah, I do pepperoni and extra cheese, or different types of cheeses, but that doesn't really count as a topping, I guess. But that's about it.
I mean, like if I get like a frozen pizza, I'll usually get like a deluxe, you know, with
yeah, I never get deluxe,
which has like mushrooms and olives and peppers and stuff. I don't mind that.
You know who's got really good pepperoni?
Who?
Cheesecake
Hormel.
Factory. They do a pizza, and their pepperoni is like very tiny. It's like the size of a hot dog.
Like the pepperoni on like bagel bites.
No, it's bigger than that.
Those tiny little like cylinders.
Cubes.
Yeah, or cubes. Yeah.
But their pepperoni is very spicy, and I like a spicy pepperoni.
I like a nice spicy meat.
Now I want to eat that. The Froyukin file says the Italian sausage, pepperoni, and bacon. Swedish Galaxy says chicken pizza. And Froyukin says he also wants extra sauce. Joey JCM says it's true. I could not believe how good. Oh no.
Oh no.
I could not believe how good pineapples are on pizza.
I don't know how I feel about that.
Kim says a pizza with chicken and wiggle worm. Delicious wiggle worm. Wiggle worm.
Can I get extra wiggle wormel on my pizza?
Baka baka wiggle wormel. All right, we're way over. That's today's show. I feel like it was a great one. We did a great job. No music, and we're still over time. What the hell? I don't give a crap.
It's Nicky Hill's fault.
Thanks for listening. Bye, Backpack Wormel. I'll see you next week. Goodbye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
All right, after show. Let's talk about Wiggle Wormel. Man, am I so happy I thought of the name of that game. That was gonna I should go back to the list because it was I want to see how much further down I had to go before I found it. The Core Gang. Shane says Papa John's Hawaiian pizza is the best. I will never have Papa John's again because the last time it gave me the most violent diarrhea I've ever had in my entire life.
I've heard Papa John's is very cardboardy.
It used to be amazing. And this was years ago.
Yeah, I think the last time I had it was like years ago.
Let's find a Little Caesars.
Jesus Christ.
Tonight.
I'm talking.
You want to go to Little Caesars
tonight? Yes, I do,
Houston?
because I never had it.
Let's go to Little Caesars tonight.
We're like in Livingston?
We're going out to Peteburg anyway. Yeah.
There's one in Easton.
Oh, is there?
We pass it every time we go to Pizza Hut.
It's before that Pizza Hut.
That's great. So if we go to Little Caesars and we don't like it, we'll go to Pizza Hut.
And if we don't want to go to Pizza Hut or we're not full after Pizza Hut, we can go to CC's because it's right there.
Well, let's get pizza for days.
I thought you were going to say for
I'm
days.
curious to try Little Caesars for the first time.
I'm still
mad that I left those 2 slices at California Pizza Kitchen.
What happened?
We went out to dinner
we went out to eat
at California Pizza Kitchen a couple of days ago. And I left, and I had like 2 slices left, and I left them on the table.
You want to go back? We'll see if they have them.
I went back.
He went back, and it was you went back soon after you left.
Yeah,
right?
I got into like Kyle's car because we met up with Kyle at dinner, and like when I was in the car, I realized I was like, oh shit, I left the pizza on the table.
You went right back,
and I had him
How
like
crazy
circle
is
around,
that?
and I like ran back in, and the pizza was gone.
He went in the car, came back, and they were gone already. Isn't that crazy?
isn't that fast turnaround?
I know, right?
So mad
Yes,
at
Papa
myself.
John's. So Papa John's. Now this is somewhere around, I want to say 2000 to 2004, somewhere in there. How long has Papa John's been around? Hey Siri, how long has Papa John's been around?
The only possibility I found is Papa John's Pizza, a pizzeria in Clinton Township.
Well, first
Is
off,
that the one you want?
that confuses me. Yeah, lady, stop. How? There's a Papa John. It said "lady, stop" in all capital letters. There's a Papa John's in Clinton.
Is there? What the hell is it?
It might be an actual person's. I'm not talking about Papa
You think
John's.
that'd be great if it's not the chain
There's
and
probably
somebody
a
in
chain.
Clinton named their pizza place Papa John's. I gotta look that up.
I'll look it up. You keep working.
Okay.
So when do we go to pizza?
Well, I gotta
Get
do
a
it now,
nice,
and then we'll go.
a nice Little Caesars cheddar cheese pizza.
Ugh. We gotta get that one with bacon on it, so we die.
No thanks.
All right, Papa John's. Let's see. They started 1984. Okay, yeah. So this is 2000 and 2004. They still weren't huge. I had Papa John's, and I was like, oh my god, this is the best, like, retail chain pizza, or chain restaurant pizza I've ever had. And I had it for like that whole year. I would get it, and then like
From where?
It was when we were hanging out with Kyle, but when he lived in Peaburg.
So there's
So it's
Johnny's
like-
Italian Kitchen Pizzeria.
It was in Easton somewhere, I guess. And then the next time I had it was when Papa John's got much bigger, and it was in Flemington. And I was like, oh my God, there's Papa John's. And I had it, and I cracked my brains out. And I was like, well, never again.
There's a closest.
How do
one,
I
so-
eat at Pizza Hut, and
down
I
the road.
haven't ever really cracked my brains out? This felt like I was dying. Somebody shit in that sauce bucket.
It says
I know
Papa
it.
John's in Easton, and then there's one in Bound Brook.
Bound Brook.
I don't really approve of Papa John himself and his business practices.
What does he do?
He, pays his workers like slave wages and doesn't give them health care, and he lives in a goddamn mansion.
That's the American
But
way.
he's gotta give that money to his son.
Baby
So, yeah,
John.
that's right.
Bo.
So wait, when Papa John expires or
Buy his son more sody pop.
passes
You
on,
know.
what do they call it? Little John's or
No, they call it Papa Gon.
Oh.
Papa Gon.
Yes.
Oh, there was something I wanted to show both of you.
Zip.
It's my penis.
All right.
Doesn't look infected.
The show's done exporting. Do you want this to be on the podcast, or are you okay?
No, it doesn't
Okay.
have to be.
We're done here, guys. Thanks for joining us today. It was a great podcast. Had a lot of fun. It was a good time. Let's do it again next week. Yeah, we'll see you. And we're gonna. The whole goddamn show is gonna be about Wiggle Wormel. We'll see you next week. Goodbye, everybody.
Bye.